So it's a new year. Happy 2022. And as I mentioned in a previous video, thoughts turn to future goals or resolutions. Now I'd like to widen that perspective on our imagined life in the future and go a little deeper this go around. Hey there, I'm Mark C. from RadicalU.com. That's RadicalU.com, where we talk about healing from a spiritual lens. And I firmly believe that as we take this journey, we're in it together, and together we are waking up the world. So let's dive right in. Chances are you've told yourself, as I have 10,000 times today, that I'm going to be happy when, and then fill in the blank. Happy when I lose 10 pounds. Happy when I get that promotion. Happy when I go on that tropical vacation. More about that in a minute. Happy when I get that extra $10,000 in my bank account. Of course, there's nothing wrong with any of these things. Lest you think I'm throwing a wet blanket on your visions and dreams, I say if the spirit moves you in those directions or whatever positive direction you want to go into, good on you. Yet, I would argue we outsource our happiness, or another way of putting it, we rely on the fulfillment of external events to bring about our contentment. It's the old thing of wishing our life away. But then a funny thing happens. The fulfillment of that desire or manifestation doesn't really bring us the bliss we thought it would. Actually, it's not so funny. It's kind of like living in this delusion that the mind creates. Now again, no adverse judgment here. As I say over and over again, it's not our fault. We have been trained from very early on that the current moment is never quite good enough, that the shiny brass ring is just beyond our reach, and if we try just a little bit harder, we're going to catch it. And then one day, we do catch it. And then what? Well, then we move on to the next shiny thing. Now that example from about my vacation plans. You know, I had planned this vacation, and all the time what I would do is I'd count down the days, and the only source of joy that I seemed to have was I was one day closer to the plane taking off. In the meantime, I was saying, to the moments leading up to that day. To complete the metaphor, those moments were just the runway, the means to the end. And then I realized I missed something along the way. My life as it was day to day. And while the vacation was wonderful, it passed like everything else does. And so naturally I started planning for my next exciting adventure. So not being in the moment is a protective way to keep discomfort at bay, be it boredom, frustration, anger, pain, you name it. Our conditioned cells tell us that these feelings are bad, and so therefore they must be avoided. So when the present moment doesn't quite meet up to some grand expectation, we can always retreat to, some kind of trance. And not just the common addictions like drugs or alcohol, but other ways like shopping, sex, seeking praise, video games, and yes, even spiritual pursuits. It's a perpetual state of perpetual seeking. Again, nothing wrong necessarily with these things. In their own right, they're in their own right, in their own place, they're fine. But as a culture, we've elevated these diversions to an art form, these portals of escape. And capitalism, which is always looking for the next opportunity to make a buck, will happily oblige. In reality, the only thing we're really seeking deep down is finding out about the truth of ourselves. We've just innocently mistaken that some kind of external event or situation or some future idealized story will somehow be our defining moment, our shining hour. But what's staring us in the face, we've convinced ourselves, just doesn't cut it. Now, I'm not discounting that you may be going through some shit right now and you're dealing with a very unpleasant situation and you want to get out of it, and I get that. It could be very intensely unpleasant, horrible, actually. So let's do a little inquiry right now. What if we just stepped back from all our future casting and just be here now without the story? Even if you're in the midst of something that's less than ideal. Just close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in. Take another deep breath in. Where are you? Are you still here? Who's here? Obviously, it's you. Just you. And you may be feeling some comfort or discomfort right now. But who's feeling that comfort or discomfort? Are you that comfort or discomfort? Or are you looking at it? Right now, does the past matter? Does the future matter, however lovely you may have constructed it? What's here? You. Just you. Is there anything you need, really? Just a moment with yourself is all you really need. Witnessing the flow of sound and feeling and sensations. Nothing added, just you. You are the constant. You are the truth. Everything else comes and goes, but you remain. Now, can you imagine that all you experience is just the flow of life? But you are the life who experiences it. Just like a river flows and flows and flows. You, loving presence, needing nothing but this moment. Can you see that all those preferred outcomes you've imagined can still be there, but they can never, ever compete for 1 second the miracle of you right here, right now. All will come and go. But here's the truth. You never come and go. You're always here. Okay. Now, as we come back from this exercise, ask yourself, can any circumstance really break me or give me bliss even on the other end? Or am I already the bliss? All right, take a nice deep breath in. Let go. Open your eyes. Welcome back. Hey there. So as we wrap up, What about those future plans? Of course, make them. But maybe, just maybe, they don't define your happiness one iota. You're really it, right now. So anytime you find yourself lost in thought, particularly about a future story about how happy you're going to be, I ask you to just pause and breathe. I ask myself the same thing too. Okay, yeah, like I say, we're in this together. Now is available, and now is all you'll ever need. Okay, so if you're considering seeing yourself from a different lens, feel free to reach out to me at radicalu.com or radicaluyou.com. And don't forget to like and share this video. It really helps me to create new content. And I'm going to end this with something that St. Francis of Assisi, at least this was attributed to him, said. He said, what you're looking for is what is looking. Or another way of putting it, Sister Aretha Franklin says, what you're looking for is already there. All right. Take good care. See you in the next video. Namaste.